So today I want to take us a little bit off the beaten path, but discuss a topic that is still very much within the realm of the mystery of our universe, of our planet, and of really us and everything around us, and science and what we know about it, and possibly what has been kept from us. And so today I want to talk about an extremely fascinating set of experiments that were put forth over the years by the man Dr. Masaru Emoto, and the groundbreaking discoveries that he uncovered relating to the one substance that gives us life on planet Earth, and that we ourselves are made of. That, of course, is water, and the discovery that our consciousness and our very thoughts can affect it and cause very real changes in its molecular structure. In other words, the proof that we can alter the physical world with our thoughts. So just a quick background here. Dr. Emoto was a Japanese researcher and a pioneer whose astonishing discoveries about water were documented photographically and changed most of what we didn't know, and led to a new consciousness regarding Earth's most precious resource. What put him at the forefront of the study was that of water and his proof that thoughts and feelings affect physical reality, and that by producing different focused intentions through written and spoken words and music, these different samples of water would appear to change their expressions. Now, many of you may have heard of something called the rice experiment, and it links back to Mr. Emoto's discovery, in that water can absorb and store the influences of thoughts and feelings, which were proven in an experiment which, by the way, has been duplicated countless times here on YouTube, and it all surrounded 3 jars that were placed on a table, each containing an equal amount of dried rice. Each glass would then be filled up with an equal amount of water from the same source, whereby he would then once a day walk up to each glass. To one glass of rice, he would say, "I love you." He would then walk over to the next glass and say the word "idiot." And finally, he would completely ignore the third glass. And after some days of doing this, it was revealed that the rice with which he said he loved had begun fermenting with a beautiful white color to the rice and a rich aroma. In the glass of rice that he ignored, it had turned completely black. And finally, the last glass, with which he hurled negative insults, the rice began to rot, proving that water, by some unknown means, had actually understood what he was saying and changed its molecular structure based on that. And as I said earlier, this experiment has been documented in countless YouTube videos with people wanting to try it at home, and it's always the same result. Now, Mr. Emoto also did experiments with ice crystals, where he developed the technique using a very powerful microscope in a very cold room, along with high-speed photography, where he would photograph newly formed crystals of frozen water samples. However, not all of the samples crystallized, and that samples from extremely polluted rivers would seem to express their state that the water was in. He would also take water and expose it to either loving words or negative words and thoughts, with simply breathtaking results. So today I will leave you guys with a short clip, about a 5-minute clip of narration of some of these images that were captured by Mr. Emoto that truly do display what appears to be solid proof that water, again, something that makes up 70% of our bodies and half of our planet, it is the one substance in the entire universe that is needed for sustaining life, and that maybe there is something much more to it, which also brings thoughts as to what of these negative or loving thoughts are doing to our own bodies, and that maybe this will change your outlook and just how you go about your days and the types of thoughts you choose to surround and live your lives with. So enjoy this clip, let me know what you guys think down below, and feel free to test this experiment on your own. So thank you all for stopping by, and I'll see you all back in just a bit.
Water is the very source of all life. This photo shows the beautifully formed geometric design of the Yushi Spring water. This next photo is from the Shimanto River, the last clean spring in Japan. Notice the extraordinary geometric forms. The fact that the molecular structure of water can be affected by our consciousness, our intent, and our sounds is extremely important. This photo is from the Mount Cook Glacier in New Zealand. Mr. Emoto has been visually documenting these molecular changes in water by means of his photographic techniques. He freezes droplets of water, then examines them under a dark field microscope that has photographic capabilities. His work clearly demonstrates the diversity of the molecular structure of water and the effects of the environment upon the structure of the water. This photo is from the fountain in Lourdes, France. This photo is from contaminated water from the Yodo River in Japan. In this photo we can compare the contaminated water with clean stream water. Look at the difference. Mr. Emoto decided to see what effects music would have upon the structure of water. He placed distilled water between two speakers for several hours while playing different music and then photographing the crystals that formed after the water was frozen. This photo is of water being exposed to Beethoven's Pastorale. This photo is the effect of Bach's Air for the G-string on the water. This photo is water exposed to Chopin's Farewell Song. This next photo is water being exposed and affected to music that was designed for healing. This photo is of water being exposed to the Kawachi folk dance. This photo shows the effect of heavy metal music upon the water. Here now we can compare the effects of healing versus heavy metal music and what happens to the water molecules. Mr. Emoto decided to see how thoughts and words affected the formation of untreated distilled water crystals by typing words onto paper and then taping this paper onto glass bottles overnight. This photo shows the effects of the words, "Thank you." This next photo shows the effects of the words, "love" and "appreciation." This photo shows the effects of the words, "You make me sick, I will kill you." And here we can compare the effects of "thank you" with the "you make me sick, I will kill you." Very, very different geometric forms being occurred through the intention. Now this photo is of a very polluted and toxic water from the Fujiwara Dam. Here now is the same water from the Fujiwara Dam after a Buddhist monk had offered a prayer over it. Prayer, that sound coupled with intention, seems to have an extraordinary ability of restoring water to its natural, harmonious, geometric symmetry. And in this photo we can compare the toxic water and then the effects of praying over the water. It's really quite impressive. These photographs that we have just seen show proof that not only does sound have the ability of affecting and changing physical structure, but that with regard to the molecular structure of water, that our intent with our sound is extremely important. This may have great implications for the future of both personal and planetary harmony and healing.